Mental Health Day. Yay! And
yes,
happy second anniversary.
Right.
I am that I am. The
Nice.
Jamaican hold on, I'm going to put my face.
man, hold it up, hold it
Hold
up.
it up. You
There
can
you go.
see me camera. Yes. I am that I am. The Jamaican adult colored book. I should just plug everything one time.
everything one time.
You can find it on Amazon for $19.99 USD, or you can go to your nearest Fontana store and you can get it for $4,500. When you're in Fontana, you can then go ahead and buy some crayons. Yeah? That works?
Right. Yeah, that works. That's a great job.
plug.
Great job.
Solid
Great
plug.
job.
Yeah? Okay, wonderful. All right, guys. So, I have to thank a number of persons before I begin.
Right.
I really want to thank Cafe Blue. They've always been an amazing sponsor for anything that Ideate That Limited is doing, and specifically to our adult coloring book. And last year we collaborated. This year we're collaborating. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cafe Blue. Really appreciate you.
All right.
And then of course CPJ. Yeah, because I'm a coffee drinker. You not so
Now hold on
much.
now.
So we needed to balance. You know, there's the double, there's the duality,
Right.
there is
It's
the
a double
coffee,
theme. Right,
and
right,
there is
right. Spirit.
yes, yes. So CPJ, thank you so much. We'll be having wine. We have loads of wine back there for the audience, the
Right.
in-studio team that is here. And then to get serious.
Yeah.
The theme for mental health this year,
Yes.
2024. It's time to prioritize mental health in the
workplace.
all right, boss them, take care of your staff.
All right.
them. Yeah?
Please.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us, why this theme? Why so relevant today?
I think because we all have jobs and we all have bosses.
Yes.
Like speaking.
You're a boss.
Right?
My boss is somewhere on the
Somewhere on
compound.
the compound.
Right.
Jason is hiding for
Right.
this segment.
Yes.
And I think when I heard what the theme was for us at Ideate That, and for the team, my team, who I couldn't do this without, they're like, listen, we have to do something to highlight this theme, which is important. We spend probably 80% of our time at work.
Yep.
Right? I know I spend much more time at work than I do at home.
Even when at home.
Even when at home I am working. So, and I have to take instructions,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, in my side life, I am my boss.
But boss every boss.
But boss for every But then you have boss for every boss, right? And I think it's really important, the culture of any environment starts from the boss, and leadership is important. And sometimes my team, them have to check me. Because me is a workaholic, me is a non-stop.
But they are not.
That they are not, because they are balanced. Right? And I
Also,
am not balanced.
You're not balanced.
I am
But you're
not.
trying to be.
No, I'm trying. So which is
Right.
why, I know you'll ask, like, why did I come up with the theme and the book and all of this? And I think because I am so, what are the words to describe who I am? I think I am
There are many.
high functioning workaholic. Like really, really high functioning. And I think I am now much more well aware of who I am. I am very clear that I am a workaholic. I understand that I am a people pleaser. I also understand that I have the thing that we all have,
What's that?
that fear, and we call it, the bossy words, imposter syndrome.
As creatives especially.
Yeah, as creatives especially, we're never doing enough.
It's never us.
It's never, you know what I mean? So I think, I chose a field from I was very young. By the way, my mom is here. Big up Mama
Hi, Mom.
Gloria in the house. But from very young, I was very aware that I was different. I thought differently. I think very quickly.
Yeah.
I action things very quickly.
Yes.
I'm a visual person, and I don't need other visuals. I see it in my head.
Vividly.
I see what this room was going to look like. I saw what I needed in the back. I know what is going to be on the wall.
Right.
I know all of those things.
Right, right.
And then I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And everybody's like, oh, so you know what? No, I'm not going to slow down. And so my brain
You just have to keep up.
goes faster than my mouth. And so I have to be cognizant of how to
Slowing
relax
yourself
and how
down.
to slow down. And I think that's how, I mean, the long-winded answer is that's how I created I Am That I Am.
Nice.
During COVID, I never have no option but for sit down
With yourself?
with myself. I
Self-awareness.
said, okay. So we're not gonna work on them something.
Which was your whole identity?
Which
it
is
would
my
seem.
whole
Yeah.
identity.
Yeah.
And then living in New York, back and forth, Jamaica at the time.
Very
I was
fast
like,
city as well.
Very fast. So then I was like, hold on, so just sitting in Jamaica, just
steady.
okay, cool. And then of course, the loss that comes with something like a COVID and the pandemic itself. And I was like, I'd love to send like something to like some of my friends in the US or whatever. And I was looking, I was like, I'd love, because I've been coloring, I moved to the US. And let's just be honest now.
Yeah.
Jamaica is a place where they don't believe in a therapy.
And a lie.
And the man, especially the man, them like,
Yeah, man, just drink little tea,
just
man.
drink of something and drink like a tea and
And
go
your
in
bed
bed.
and come again.
Yeah, so this is where we're trying to like, we have to dispel that notion. We have to, especially for the creatives that I know. If I'm struggling,
Right.
me have big bosses so-called work.
True.
Me supposed
true.
to have money and care.
Everything's supposed to have it together.
Everything's supposed
yeah.
to be perfect,
Yeah.
and I still have my bad days.
So did you have help to realize who you were, or is just like a self-realization?
I think traveling helped me because I wouldn't have been comfortable to come back to Jamaica and create a book that is, you know, is a mental health tool if I didn't go to foreign and people are like, and in New York and they're like, oh, today we're just zen and we're gonna color and we're gonna grab a coloring book and we're gonna do hot yoga. And then today, instead of doing this task, we're gonna breathe.
Wow. I feel like I could benefit from some of those.
What? Like what you mean?
You know, people have work on the clock.
And then on the foreign, he's like, I think something is wrong with these people.
No, man.
Not knowing that mental health is
Yeah,
wealth
man.
and health.
There you go.
So you know the gym I lift all that weights them. I buff and right now I lose the weight in the gym. I don't know if it's I lean
Yeah, man, right now the clothes look loose.
all that fit.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's important too. Working out, eating healthy, you know. But what about your mind? When have we ever had the conversation where this thing
needs to be worked? It is a muscle.
It is our muscle. Yeah, my English is so good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's beautiful. Also, I think our background has arrived.
Okay, so this is the part now where we say
Yes.
it's interactive. We don't do things like the rest of them.
Right, it's not just a talk show.
It's
We're
not just a talk
talking.
show.
Right.
So what we're going to do together, everyone that's in here is going to be doing this. It's going to be a task.
Right.
So that phone is Jody and Stewart's phone just rang out. We love to have it in our live. And what I want is for my team, my mom, and everybody to come up. Let's go. Let's see what we're doing on the wall.
Oh,
I don't know if yeah, man, we're doing this together. It's teamwork.
Sorry, cameramen.
Teamwork. Cameramen they are buzzing right now. They are not like it. So this wall, what we're gonna achieve. Cameraman, put up your hand if you can see me, and if everything is great, wonderful.
Right.
He's petrified. He is petrified. World Mental Health Day. What we're gonna do is we are going to showcase what everyone in the room is going to do for the next, it is 6/11. By 7/11, this needs to be completed.
Oh, come this
Keisha,
way. Yes,
just
you're in
come
our
this
shots.
way. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, she's in the middle of the
In the
shot.
middle of the
I
shots.
love the wide shot. That is wonderful.
For Keisha.
So this is where the boss now calms down.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is practice.
Boss.
Take care of your
Take care and take time.
time with your staff.
With your
there.
staff.
Yeah, note it.
She took a deep breath.
She's breathing.
She took a
She's
deep breath.
breathing. All right, so come now, interactive.
Come on,
Let's go.
yeah.
No, she's gone around the corner. Guys,
She's mindful.
all right, double-sided tape, Peter. Let's go. Let's go. Come. This is where we play like music now because
well.
we don't talk now. Me I like come off a screen now.
All right.
Yeah.
Let us roll it out.
Okay.
And reveal it.
We are
You
gonna
take
reveal
this
it.
side.
Take that. No, but I feel like it's unfair. All right.
Oh no, for real.
Ooh. Ooh.
There we
Camera,
go.
hey, cameraman, vex, you know, you know.
Vex man.
Cameraman, you know, feelings, you know, you know.
Cameraman, you have to guide me, you know.
You have to guide me, you know, cameraman.
Hiya,
So,
hiya.
Aya?
But Jackie
Alright,
sharp.
this is cute. Meet mom is short.
Come help her out, my boss. Too high? Oh,
high?
oh, perfect for her then.
Here?
Right
here?
Alright.
Alright. But two more left, right?
More or less.
More
More
left.
left.
Alright, in my boss then.
Dubs? Alright. Alright.
Alright,
This is
so,
it.
I don't really trust them. I don't trust the direction here,
No,
guys.
I trust him, man.
Look at the people that want to like say leave.
Side needs to go on this side.
But him tall.
A good man. Trust
Kwame,
them.
come here, Kwame.
Trust your staff.
Guys.
Trust your staff.
Kwame is here. Kwame not person. If you don't know Kwame, Google him. Him write book on them something.
Yeah,
And we
man.
know, oh Lord.
It's too high now.
It's too high? No, cause Kwame tall. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It just look lean same way to me,
Mine?
but it's fine.
Your side. Up
Okay.
and up.
All right, double side tape.
Tape it
Boys,
up.
let's go. Come
Alright,
on,
so
boys.
let's tape it.
We're putting the boys in the room to work. Marissa,
Come
let's
through,
go.
my boss.
Let's go. The boys and girls. Marissa is not a boy.
Right.
Cut it out.
No, man, just so it stays up.
But you don't, you're putting it around the back. What kind of tape this?
Yeah, man, other side. Mountain tape.
Alright.
Oh, this nice.
It's the real deal. It's the real stuff.
Oh no, this nice bad.
Yeah,
It's not
man.
gonna mash up the wall.
At this point, yeah, man, this is the priority.
All right, you put it right up. This is where I sit and watch.
Yes. Jackie, tell us what's this thing that we're coloring right now?
Right. So guys, everyone in the room has to complete this canvas. And so for the next 10 minutes, we're gonna begin the
Gotta be
canvas
responded.
with just music. Just music for 10 minutes. I don't want any talking. So those on the live are gonna watch color. So put on the things, put on the phone. All phones on silent, Jodian. Stewart. Your phone on to silent. And all the markers, I don't know, cameraman, you can see the marker them over into the corner? Yes. Okay, they're gonna come up, they're gonna take the markers, and they're gonna color.
Respect.
They're gonna relax.
Alright.
All right?
So music.
Music, sir.
Alright.
Yep.
Come on up.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Sade, Mama Glor, Jody. Let's start. Me, I got in the nonsense too, you know, because guys, this is how we destigmatize certain
What?
things. Come on, Daniel from Anna Rockman. Come, Daniel. Christine.
The R&B? No, man. Copyright. You might get shut down.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know the
come.
password?
Let me go have a cup of coffee.
Jackie.
Cafe Blue to be exact.
And just hit play. There we go.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, this looks nice.
This is beautiful.
That's
Imagine this.
bad.
Imagine this. Why am I talking? When you can't turn off a mic, everybody going to hear. Everybody going to hear what's happening. Here,
They're
everybody
still
is
hearing.
me. And the guys are,
This-
yes, okay. Oh, they're not hearing the music? If I go closer to the music, all right, I got talk and
Okay.
music at the same time. Me and Jamar are going over to the
Over,
speaker.
perfect. Where the
But
coffee
you can't
is.
talk to me about anything because they're going to hear. I am pouring cafe blue coffee in my cup.
sitting on this and I moved it. I don't know where.
These are mics. These are mics. They can hear us with ease. Closer to the noise. For live?
And now you're on sound.
Okay, great. All right. Sound, check, mic. Kwame, you want to come talk to us?
All right,
Can we get Kwame that mic?
let's go.
Mic up, Kwame. No,
Welcome
bring your
to
drink,
the hot
Kwame.
seat,
No, man.
Kwame.
Is coffee that? Is coffee that? Oh, okay. Oh, it's not coffee.
Yes. It's just normal orange
It's
juice.
not coffee.
Kwame?
Yes.
Here.
So we're cutting music now.
All right.
So for people to continue working?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is live, you know. We're live and direct, you know.
We're live with that.
Yes, live and direct.
Alrighty.
You're mic'd.
I'm mic'd up.
You're mic'd up.
Alrighty,
And they're
wonderful.
coloring. They're not bothering us. So.
All right, looking good. Very eccentric bananas.
Listen,
You know,
by the way, do you not see me color something after messing with purple? Me not sure,
Bananas.
but me artistic.
Yes.
So it will work.
It's great.
Somebody will figure it out. So I invited Kwame not because he's an amazing creative and he's talented or etc. Right? But guys in the background, Mama Glor, take time for me, please. We're live. You hear? Yes, my mother.
Bossing around, mom. Whoa.
You know?
Theme is ever relevant.
Guys, I just told my mom to turn it down.
Wait until you get home.
I know she's going to be like, I could have said that nicer. This entire theme of mental health is for you.
Yeah. Wait until you get
So
home, man.
I think I want Kwame to introduce himself. Sure. You know, I am a fan of Kwame. He's a writer, he's a creative. You know I'm a fan of my Jamaican creatives. But I saw him put up something about a book that he wrote about mental health, and I said, call me, you have to come in the room. I never did tell him, so I'm going to put him on the chair. I never did tell him that.
I'm a book over there, so
And him book over there. What the copy? The book over there, call me?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My dates with depression.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on,
Right.
talk about them something.
Yeah, man, of course.
Talk
Of course,
to me.
of course, of course.
Talk
All
to
right.
me about the book itself and why did you feel comfortable enough to write it, and how long did it take you to be honest with yourself and others?
All right. So I'm Kwame McPherson, as you know, Jack, you know, the first Jamaican to win the Commonwealth Short Story Prize last year, a global award, nobody has ever done before me. So that's an accolade that I.
Okay. No one has ever won that award.
From Jamaica.
From Jamaica.
From Jamaica,
But
so-
of course,
Yeah,
congrats.
So
Among stars.
yeah, and it's but I've been writing for a long time. I've been writing a long time, and it's just you know, like an epitome of getting to somewhere and achieving this award. But prior to that, like I said, along the way,
Yeah.
there was, you know, you always have ups and downs, right? So I was living in the UK for a while, and then I left the UK and went to Canada. And the reason why I left the UK and went to Canada, because I was going to set up a business with some partners. At the time, Canada was giving money away, so I was able to get a lot of money.
Wow, a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
love that.
And invested it. That's what I invested in property, invested in businesses, and then crash.
Yeah.
So what happened because of the crash, it basically, you know, you start getting calls from creditors and debtors, and everybody's calling you, the bank's calling you, and you start to avoid them, and which is what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I started to internalize the stress.
Like we all do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's right, exactly. So there's a number of things which I'll point out later on, but one for me was financial, and then it transpired that it brought everything else up. So it brought, you know, what's happening in relationships, and
Yeah.
you know, so it's almost
Yeah.
like it's almost like
Like a trickling-
yeah, exactly,
Absolutely.
like a domino effect. So that's what drove me to be depressed, and at the time I didn't know I was going through a depression. You know,
Talk about it.
It's my cousin who's the one who identified that I was being abnormal in my behavior. And she had said to me, because I was living in a basement of an apartment, I had my own apartment, I lost it. And I was living in a basement apartment in her house. And I wasn't interacting, was, you know what I mean, locked off basically, the curtains are closed. Sometimes I go for walks and just aimlessly walk and talking to myself and all that kind of stuff. And she was the one who actually saw what was going on, and she actually said to me, Kwame, no, she said, Michael, that's my name. And she said, Michael, you're not behaving normally. That's what I go on. I said, what do you mean? Because I'm comfortable in the space, in the situation. And she said, no, man, this is not you. You know, and because of her prodding, of her actually identifying that I was being abnormal in that sense, she said, you may need to go to, you're going to need help. She said, why don't you go to a bookstore, just to read, you know, and to get your mind up, and get out of the situation that you're in, get your mind out of that space. And it so happened that I ended up going to a black bookstore in Brampton, where I was living in Toronto there. And I started to read about myself as an African Caribbean man, what that meant, and it was going through that process of healing. There's a lot of other stuff that took place. I ended up going back into the church. I got myself baptized. There's a whole thing that was.
Yeah, but,
you know what I mean?
but not to just start to interject, but sometimes, yes, we're advertising coloring, but there's so many mental health tools.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like I will, you know, my Mama Gloria back there, you have to go to church.
Yeah.
You have to get back to basics. You have to go to church. There's loads of things. There's going to walk. There's,
That's right.
you know,
Just
breathing and meditating.
Very simple, basic.
Just some simple
It
basic
is.
things.
No
Drink
crazy
some water.
No, and fortunately for me, I didn't get to the point where, you know, because depression can take you to a point where it can be suicidal.
Yes.
So I didn't go down. I didn't get that far on my road, but there were still things. So there's a lot of things that came up: childhood trauma, a lot of things I had to deal with once I was going through the experience, and all of it is detailed in my book.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Where can we get the book?
it's online. I'm looking to have a hard launch next year.
Sweet.
But it's online at the moment. Amazon and Lulu.com.
go.
So people can actually get it. But it's
My
a lot more
date with
detail.
depression.
There's a lot more detail in it.
Yeah.
And that was an inspired as right creators as you do.
Of course.
I said I'd written before, but I had never written anything personal. So I said, what can I write about myself? How can I write this? And this is years down the line. I said, I'm looking back at my journey. I said, you know, yeah, I had a date. So I had a date with depression, you know.
Yeah.
Like, going on a date with a woman, but the depression. you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's what I felt. And funny enough, it was an ex-girlfriend who came up with the subtitle.
The ex-girlfriend. That's great.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
And but like I said, it was a process. And there's a lot of milestones that took place. Because there's another girlfriend that I ended up having a relationship.
No, man, call me. In the South here.
No,
the girlfriend. I'm mash up the I'm not sure.
And then it so happened that there were still things that were still coming up.
Right.
So one of the things that came up was like inability to communicate about how I was feeling. And this was after all of the heavy stuff took place. And I tend to run away. You know what I mean? Tend to run away from confrontation and not being emotive or vulnerable. And she said, and I said to her, and I went to her and I said, boy, babe, listen, I need help. I don't know what this is. I've done some work on myself, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. And she's the one who suggested that I go counseling.
Were you apprehensive at first?
No, because I asked for the help.
You asked for the help.
Yeah, I asked for the help.
That's
I asked, and she said, and she referred me to a counselor.
Yeah.
And when I went to the counselor, that's when a light bulb went off in terms of why I was behaving the way I was behaving.
Guys, do not hesitate to ask for help.
Yeah, and what I would add is that 9 times out of 10, and a woman them can give you the answer.
Really?
Whoa, that part.
Not to stand the man then.
That part.
Yeah.
Woman them can give the man them the answer. I'm just saying.
It's true. No,
I know you are
I can't.
Because a lot of times, you know, for us as men, you know, and something you said earlier about therapy. We have therapy, but not in the formal sense. So when you go to a barber shop and talk about certain
or the
things,
football.
or football,
you know what I mean?
I'm drinking hole, or drinking spot, and that's our therapy.
Yeah.
That's how we actually get therapy, to tell you the truth. The thing is, though, is that majority of the time, the men you interact with
Or as toxic as Just go on hold it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Just go on hold it.
Exactly.
You want the next drink?
Exactly. So it's a matter of who one interacts with, what level them upon in terms of consciousness and knowledge. An experience. You know what I mean? So I went the formal route. And I was able to get counseling, and like I said, and that helped in terms of my healing. Because it's a process. You don't heal immediately. You have to get rid of the stuff that you're going through over a period of time. And for me, it was a period of time until I got to the place where I was able to reflect and write my story, talk about my journey. And it's a part of everything else that who I am.
Come, I see Jason. Come, Jason.
I am. You know?
So guys, you're going to see the boss of all boss coming over now. Right? You're going to see him coming. Jason McNeish, right?
The crayons over there.
Right, the crayons are right here. As you would know, we are at, I can say where I'm at, right? No, I can say where I'm at. Because before everybody's like, I see you doing a live. I said, it's a live and I have to have a small room. I can't accommodate everyone. I couldn't handle a big crowd. You know how to work already and just the time and everything. So yes, hush people. I'm so sorry I couldn't have everyone here. But that's why we did the live, so that it wouldn't be like a selfish experience, but for us to share. And chit chat and for you guys to see what it looks like.
I'm curious to see what.
No, man, I am so curious too. I gave them an hour. We're at 6:33, so we're not doing too bad today.
Them are moving.
Yeah, they're moving. Looks good. Mama Gloria, can you move so the audience can see where we're at? Let me just back up a little bit. Watch Daniel now blocking in a big ugly red shirt. This is the kind of artist now. They have to complete it and then touch it up. Okay, fine. Yes.
So I was going to touch on the healing and the process of healing.
Please, yes.
And a number of things. You know, we touched on, you know, like I said, therapy. Reading, which help, reading books, having the right people around.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Also being patient with oneself and having the time to be still. You know,
that's hard enough.
No, and because this book.
That's hard, bad.
Yeah, no,
hard to be still.
But you were still doing COVID, which is interesting because when I wrote my book, I wrote it a few years before COVID, and then when COVID came around, I said, what's gonna happen in terms of mental ill health?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people won't be able to manage being stopped.
Right. Ways that
Yeah.
That stop
Oh, yeah.
routine, yeah.
Yeah.
Your routine has stopped. Everything
Yeah.
has stopped. I said, a lot of people
change.
would not be able to manage that mentally. So
Yeah.
said so done because we had a lot of problems coming out of it.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of the times we don't stop. COVID forced us to stop. It caused us to
It's last time I took a vacation.
it caused us to reflect.
2020.
You see? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, exactly.
See? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it caused us to stop. We had to stop. We were forced to stop.
Yep.
And I think that was also a mark in everyone's life to let them understand. So sometimes we need to stop. Just stop. Take out some time. Be reflective. And where you are, the journey that you want to have and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And my good friend Shanique is here, and
Yeah.
we're both managers at Jampro, right? And I remember we were working late last night, and at about like after 7, Shanique, and we're like, you think we're gonna finish all that work right off tonight? And she goes, no. And we said, tomorrow we'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, man.
No, and sometimes you just
Yeah,
have to
that's right.
identify that, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you have to.
Working from 7 to 7, 7
No.
to 8, it's like it
Return
doesn't
just
matter.
diminish. It
Like,
makes sense just rest. And
It just
stuff like-
rests, and I'm trying to be better at that.
And you have to be, because what's going to
Yeah.
happen, you're going to be overwhelmed eventually.
Yeah.
You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to stress yourself out.
Well,
You're going to get anxious.
With the 3 phone them, the 4 phone them, the 2 laptop them, 1 iPad, it just non-stop.
Exactly.
It doesn't end. And then
Exactly.
of course my people pleasing problems.
You're gonna say, okay, fine.
Oh yeah, man,
I'll
sure, let me
just-
figure this out. Let me just
man.
call this person. It just
And then
never
everybody
ever
else is
ends.
dragging.
And then
Yeah,
everybody.
man. And it becomes overwhelming after a period of time. You can't, you're only human, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll break down.
And one thing with the body,
Yeah,
you
man.
know, if you don't give it the rest, it's just
Oh,
gonna
Yeah, man,
don't take
exactly.
it.
whenever it's like,
It
Yeah,
goes
man,
up.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
which is why
we have
I
to learn
think
of a balance.
also I think everyone needs to find their tool. Because
Yeah.
not every tool is gonna work for you.
No, it's not.
For me, it has been coloring,
Yeah.
but another thing is working out.
Okay.
Because I cannot think about
Endorphins
nothing
and-
when me I work out. When me I run down, when me I walk
Yeah.
mountain spring, even when I'm heading to anywhere I am, I'm like,
Right.
all right, where's the good gym? Where is, you know what I mean, Tabletop Mountain when I'm in South
Right.
Africa. No matter where I'm at,
Yeah.
I try to squeeze it in because then it gives me, one, the endorphin, and then of course it's just this highway feeling.
See,
Yo,
you
you
know,
know, so me just,
focus and you just
hey, you
feel
know
good
me
about
just,
yourself.
you know me just, hey,
Yeah, I see
5 more extra column, so you know, say, me just feel good.
Good at it.
No. So find that thing that makes you feel good.
That's right,
Whenever you're gonna
that's
get
right,
those
that's right, that's right,
endorphins,
that's
etc.,
right.
serotonin. Find where you get those things. This could be from reading,
Yeah.
resting,
And writing.
music,
I'm saying
and
writing.
writing.
Writing is important.
Writing
Because one
is
thing I
very
had learned is
important.
about journaling.
Yeah.
And I encourage anyone to journal.
Yeah.
I encourage anyone to journal because it's such a wonderful way. I remember I was doing a workshop in London, and I was doing to young people. And there was a young girl who just, young people came and the theme was about love.
Right.
So, young people to write about the theme. So there's a young girl there, a black girl, and she was not engaging at all with me. Everyone else, they're probably about 13, 14-year-olds. Everyone else was engaging, young people that are enthusiastic and some wonderful short stories and poems. And this one girl, she was flipping through a magazine, not paying any attention. So I went to her and I said, she named Carol. I said, Carol, you're not engaging, you're not interacting with the group, or you're not interacting with the subject. And she said, she doesn't believe in love.
Wow.
And when she said that, I was
How old was
like,
she?
she's about 13, 14.
So early?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Trauma, trauma that it hits.
Yeah.
No, that's trauma.
Exactly.
That's childhood
Exactly.
trauma, yeah.
Exactly. And I said to
Don't believe
her,
in love at 14?
Yeah, man.
At 14 I was,
yeah. And I said to her,
oh,
Yeah, man.
clothes, bare love.
yeah, man. And I said,
Look at your glasses, just think.
Still in love. No more with myself than ever.
Oh,
No.
that's the truth.
and I said to her, I said, Carol, what do you mean? You know what I mean? What kind of love are you talking about? She said, when someone says they love it and they don't really show it. And I knew then it was something deeper.
Something deep.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I said, all right, listen, do you journal? And she said, yeah, but with what she does, with what she writes, she tears it up afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's,
I said-
that's also one of those things that I
That-
encourage
that
too.
can be healthy.
That
Yeah,
one
it
of
can
those
be.
burning
It
notes,
can
but
be.
then
Yeah.
also that can be really unhealthy
Exactly.
as well
Like
if
she's
you're not
subconsciously-
strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I said to
yeah.
her, I said, no, man, don't do that. Don't tear it up because when you're later on in your life, when your life journey, you look back and see where you were. Would you believe I had the workshop again probably the following month? And So a lot of young people came back. She came back, and there was a black boy there, and the black boy wasn't engaging, right? Yeah, which was interesting. And then, and then you know the wonderful thing is, I said to her, why did he come back? He said, well, you know, she came up because of me, and she loved this, and she loved that. And she started journaling. And the wonderful thing out of that workshop, she started to help this black boy to engage.
So you remember what he said about women?
Yes.
And how they usually have the answer?
Yeah, and she actually helped the black boy to engage. And I came away from that and I said, yeah, you know, I felt proud of that, because here was a young girl previously who was not engaging, and then all of a sudden she was helping somebody along the way. And she was journaling. And she was journaling.
Wow.
She was journaling. So yeah, so writing is a powerful tool.
It
And
is.
as a writer, you know, the stories around us all every day, every minute of the day, our lives are stories. You know, and I would encourage anyone to write, to help.
I mean, I have a question, you have a question, so I'll go
The
first
healing.
and then.
No, I didn't have a question, just more a comment. If you think about what
Okay.
writing is, it's your thoughts on the page. It's one of the most literal ways to find out what's going on in your
Yeah,
head.
just
If you
express.
see
Exactly.
it, you see it from yourself, like I wrote that.
Exactly,
what was I
exactly,
doing?
exactly,
You look back
exactly.
at
What was
the
my
day,
thought process
what was
here?
going on in this
Exactly.
day? It's a good way to review and
What is this? Facebook post. They look like I was like, what? I know there's like love JJJ. I was like, what was I going through at UE? Like, what is this? I love myself, or do I really like what?
But it was necessary at the time.
Yeah, but it was necessary at the time.
If you see some of my journal writing from way back, and woman, they want love and all these things, and so I want to look back and say, I write poetry, you know.
Mental health.
I'm a poet, so a lot of my writing is on poetry.
Yes.
So and a lot of it I express through love and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I would always write about it.
Yeah. What have you been doing differently for your mental health? And then also
Writing.
just
That's it.
writing.
Yeah,
That's
main
what you've
thing-
been
no,
doing.
Yeah,
different.
writing, exercising, traveling, but spending a lot of time to be still.
A solitude.
Yeah,
Stillness.
You know how some people afraid for be alone. you know?
yeah. Spend a lot of
And
time to be
that's
still.
it's scary too.
Yeah, for a lot of people.
It's really scary to be alone.
It's just you and your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have to face it.
You're not ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So those are the things. And obviously, as a writer, you know, I'm always in my writing, so that helps me enormously as telling stories. 'Cause I love telling stories. So
Yeah.
you know. So.
All right, this is great. Cheer. The first person. Give a round of applause.
Remember?
Yes, Kwame. Thank you so much for sharing. I think
thank
we're
you.
going to pull in the boss of our bosses.
right.
We need to
Pull in
ask
boss.
some boss questions.
Yeah.
Right?
Boss.
Yeah, man. So we'll switch over mics. I'll just pull your mic here.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Boss. 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 So Jason can do anything he wants. He knows him I'm talking to. Come, sir. Come. Yeah, you, by the way,
Yes.
you can't ask him no question. What? It says, no, you cannot ask your boss any question.
Oh, God, man.
But we can take questions from the audience or
Alright.
those behind about how have you been managing, and I've been watching your career for a minute as a creative and coming. I mean, I wouldn't say you're creative, but then I would say you're a real creative. You know what I mean? Like your mind is like an ideator, somebody that just comes up. And also, more than anything else, you're so business savvy and so quick too. Like that to me, I don't think a lot of creatives have that because then we sit down and just wallow in our ideas and then how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Jason's like, this is idea, this is great.
And then move.
And then I'm like, let's go. All right, and this is the plan. And I love that about Jason. So now, that's moving very quickly. How have you managed this? Before I ask you about your team, have you been managing your mind?
Mine. All right. So for me, first of all, I'm from corporate initially, right?
Yeah.
So corporate moving into creative. So my approach is a little bit different. From a personal standpoint as well, I try to work out every now and again. I think that's where I get my break from most times. I take very long showers.
Oh.
I find
Oh,
that.
my mother can tell you about this.
Yeah,
She
very
said,
long
"You're not
shows.
turn off the water."
Yeah. No, I'll just let the water
Ju-
run.
just have going, yeah,
For me,
just
it's
love it.
just
Yeah.
clearing my mind. That works for me. I ensure that I get minimum 7 hours of sleep. For me, that's pretty important.
Really?
Yeah, 7
I'm
hours.
struggling with that, guys.
No,
I'm
I don't.
struggling with sleep.
Yes.
I
No,
really
I don't.
am struggling.
Yeah,
That's
minimum
great.
7 hours. So just last night, We actually went out last night, right?
For the first time in a while.
First in a while, yeah. It was a birthday. 2 of our team members were
Yes.
celebrating. So we went out last night, and by 2 a.m. I was out, and by 2:20 I'm in bed as I got home, straight to bed. And this morning I slept until 10 a.m.
There you go. Yes,
so,
what you
so,
needed.
yeah,
You
I
needed.
made up because if that weren't the case, then for me, my day is totally off. So I have to sleep for 7 hours. So I stick to that. I try to work out, as I mentioned before.
I was watching something with
and long
LeBron,
showers.
and that's exactly what he said. He says, what I've prioritized the most is my rest, and he takes naps. I've never really taken a nap.
Yeah, man. No, it
Like
works.
so I was watching it last night. There's something on Netflix or whatever. So they think it was like the Five, something like that. But it's
Yeah.
on Netflix, new thing about sports, whatever.
It works.
Basketball, whatever.
Yeah,
but anyways.
Yeah, whenever I have problems or something
you
to
nap
think
and
about.
then sleep for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Nice.
I take quick
Mind
naps.
blown. You take naps.
Yeah, I do.
One time my therapist literally took a piece of paper and just put sleep on it. That was his prescription. Tear it off, sign it, everything, sleep.
Yeah,
That's
I-
something I'm not-
Well,
It's
my
important.
team from psychology, I can tell you 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I was just going on like an hour and an hour and a half of sleep, and I passed out in my apartment. And I went to the doctor, and he goes, you know what I'm gonna prescribe right now? And I was like,
I mean, there's nothing else that can
I was
help with
like-
sleep. Yeah. What
he
what
goes,
else?
let me tell you what you need. It's
Yeah.
called sleep. Say it with me, sleep.
You think there's
A
something wrong with your
ball?
arteries or
A
something?
ball? I was like, I'm about to have the TV show. And I
No, man,
need
it's
to manage
important.
the process.
yes.
Sleep, girl, sleep. So,
Yeah. So that's what I do from a personal standpoint. Yeah.
great. All right. How do you manage the team and the different personalities of the team? Because I know you're high functioning. How do you manage that and the pace at which you give your directions, and then also the pace at which you expect to get
Yeah. All right.
your
so for me,
work completed?
yeah. So I tend to share the vision with the team, right?
Okay.
Because I believe they know where they're going, they're more inclined to come along the journey
Right.
with me. As you know, we're doing a lot here, niche, creative factory, and we have a few other projects that we're trying to launch this year. So it's a lot that the team is working on. Yeah, it's a lot.
No, man, somebody I call out really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot that we're doing. So you share the journey with them. So they are aware of the 5-year plan that we have in place. And we'll make it cool as well. So our 5-year plan, we term it Paris. And the plan is that at the end of 5 years, once we achieve the objectives, then we're
This
going
man here.
to Paris.
So we're 5 years.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
work-
So we
we're
get them
working,
excited
we get
about the
excited.
vision,
We're going to
and
Paris,
they're
yes.
on board as well. It's important to have proper structures in place, right? And persons are clear on what their role is as
Yeah.
part of that vision. So ensure that we have proper structures, we communicate it, persons are aware of their task and their role in getting to Paris in 5 years. So ensure that we have that. I would say as well, we try to create a creative environment because that is important.
That was my next question too.
Yeah.
Your team is very creative,
Yeah, man, so
and
that-
it's
that-
really hard to manage creatives.
Trust me,
Because-
it is.
I mean,
And everybody, they have their
Just
own
so you know.
opinion,
Oh,
their own
of
way.
course.
Unique.
And I'll tell you, we have a new project that we want to launch, and I tasked Marjo, one of our team members, with it on Monday. We had a meeting, and I shared my thoughts on it. And I left her to go and build out the presentation. When it came back with a whole different
Oh,
name.
of course, name,
different
color,
concept. And
logo.
and she sharing this with me like 10 minutes before the meeting, and I read it, and I'm like, all right, I guess
this is what we're presenting.
this
yeah?
is it. This is what we're going with. But guess what? At the end of the day, my ideas are not the best ideas, right? So I allow the
It's
team to throw out my ideas and come up with something much better, which is what she did.
Yeah.
It was better than what I proposed, and so we ran with it. We pitched to the meeting. We pitched to 5 stakeholders, all were interested and excited, and all 5 pretty much signed. So it works. So creating the environment where persons can share their opinions. No idea is better than any idea. We say there's no bad idea as well, so we go with a general philosophy as yes and. So you say the dress is green, I say yes and, but there's something black on it, and then we build on it like that, right?
Yes,
so,
and I like that.
Yeah, so we don't say no.
We don't say no.
Yeah, so you want to add your piece, but you say yes.
Yes. And
Yeah, so that's our purchase.
Yes, and.
I am actually trained in innovation and design
oh,
thinking.
cause me said no.
No.
My team, shut it. No, No. Let's tell the
What
truth.
is the thing?
And
Boss
no,
them?
I'm just saying. Boss them, take time with the staff them. But my idea at that team,
Yes.
nonsense.
No.
Me not like the color. What is?
No. Yes,
But also the other thing too is my team, my idea that team is like friends I've had forever, and it's just like
They know you.
it's there. It's also
Yeah.
but how I manage ideate that versus how I manage the film commission team is totally different.
Different
because
approach, different
it's a
personalities,
approach
different
because
dynamics,
I know that's
yeah.
I have a personal relationship with my business. They own the business too. They're ideators. It's their thing. So. That's different. But when I say no, it's no, man. It's no, yes, and for that side.
No, but
because I'm
it's
taking
yes
some liberty
and.
doing it.
Yeah, I get it as well. No, it's the same here as well.
No, Jason, I know you get something like that.
Yeah, but sometimes
Yes, and it's totally different.
Yeah.
Just as green,
Green,
yes,
yes, and
it's blue. Yes, and it's blue.
So now we drop it on them. No. Yes, and great.
Yeah.
But the color looks different, and I like the
man,
color
it's a
shade.
different approach.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
We take different approaches to what we do here. I am trained in innovation and design thinking, so I do understand as well what it takes to have a creative environment, which is pretty much what I put in practice.
Yeah. Cool. What tips do you have for just like bosses? Like maybe 2 tips that you think that you because you had to be a regular team player, which I know you call yourself.
Yeah.
why is she making it?
But you were, before you were a boss, you had to, you had a leader that you needed to. What would you do? What have you been doing differently? And know that you are a leader. So those two I want 2 suggestions. One, as in coming from that space, what you would have admired, and then know what you have learned being a boss, and then what you would advise somebody like me.
All right, so while working with Jamaica National,
Yeah.
I had the privilege of reporting at some point to Mr. Jarrett.
Yeah.
He's a group CEO, like one of the best leaders you can find, right? Based on my own experiences with him. And I've learned a lot from him. One is his approach to managing conflict. It's just dealing with it immediately. So you come to him and you say, hey, Mr. J, I have a problem with Jamar. He gets on the phone, Jamar? In front of you, and just get it done. And that way, it's done.
squashed.
Yeah, so I've taken that approach.
I can agree.
The team, they don't like it sometimes.
Yeah,
but
it's like,
yeah.
Because you're uncomfortable. Like,
Yes, it's
I
not
like that.
it's not prolonged, you know?
You're not
better
pro-
for it.
Yeah, it does.
No, you're absolutely
Yeah.
better for
At the
no
end of the
problem.
day,
Yeah.
it works. So I did a lot of that.
Nice.
I do a lot of that now with the team. So that's one recommendation for me.
Coming from your
man. Just get rid of the conflict as soon as it comes up.
and know that you're the boss of all
Yeah,
bosses.
that's what I practice as well. The next thing is just look at what your own experiences as the subordinate, right?
Yeah.
How you felt in certain situations, and just be human about situations, right?
Yeah.
It's not always about being the boss. Just you can understand and appreciate where the employees are coming from as well. So be mindful of their own personal growth as well.
Yeah.
I find that when you take interest in their own development, they too take interest in the development of the company.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think Gemma, if you'd agree,
Yeah.
we practice that here.
Yeah.
You can answer
Yeah,
honestly.
It's like, that's not the boss I said.
No, I need greater confirmation.
On a real, as a filmmaker, so when we come into corporate, we're used to, and we come and just go to some social media videos, but he notices that a lot of us take interest in film and TV, so he says, okay, let me put one of our goals to start producing TV shows and films. So we've been doing a lot of TV shows, and it's like, all right, we've done enough of that. I know that if I don't get to film soon enough, they're going to get bored and complacent.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
next year, we're going to start producing films. So
There we go.
he's right on the ball.
that's-
Make
that's-
sure
Well,
it's-
as the film commissioner of Jamaica.
Put on all the hat.
Yes. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so
You
look
are
out for
appreciating
some
films,
projects
yes.
from us. Yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
Wonderful. There's a question here.
How do you come how long have you been the boss? Have you come across in a situation where it's been stressful or a member of staff has mental health challenges, and how do you go about identifying and supporting?
Okay, repeat in your answer.
Right.
Yeah, just the
So
mic.
I've been a leader, well, in this space for 4 years, 4 going 5 years since we've had Niche Creative. But prior to that, I have a lot of leadership experience, right? It started for me from early as high school, you know, being head boy and president of this club, university, right through. And at Jamaica National, I would have been a manager there, a senior manager as well. So I've been managing teams and large teams from a long time, right? In terms of identifying mental health, first of all, everybody is unique, right? Every situation is different. Again, sometimes the team don't like it here and they say I have favorites, but I treat everybody, everybody. Yeah. But so you have to first of all pay attention to each individual, right? And not necessarily the role, each individual.
Craigie T, where are you?
Yeah.
Craigie's calling. I know he's somewhere outside.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it is live. They have to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So you treat each person on an individual basis, and then you can identify the patterns, right? So like right now, I have one team member who is having some challenges. He usually responds to the task in a timely manner. You realize that started falling off.
Yeah.
So it's important to notice the trends, how they usually operate, and then my job now is to call him and say, hey, let's go have a drink. And we go out and we talk about it, and in that conversation I realize that, oh, he's actually having personal problems. So do you need some time off to go and work on it? Do you need a break? Do you need a next shot, a next drink? What is it do you need? And you try to facilitate as best as possible.
How do you deal with your own stress?
Pardon?
How do you deal with your own stress in terms of being a man that take care of everybody else? How do you deal with your own stress?
How do I deal with my own stress? I sleep.
Come to the front.
The boss of
By
our
the
boss
way,
is
the
here.
boss of our boss.
Is there?
By the way, the live's going to cut off in like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm walking in any frame of my camera.
What's up, man? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you know me always have to have something nice for my men.
Come on.
Because, let me explain something to you. But you're in a nigga shop. Go and go color now. Okay.
Yeah.
What I have to say is that these men, I've been able to call them at any time. Go color now, Craigie, you have 2 minutes.
Let's take up a pen.
Yeah, go take up a marker and go color. Craigie T in the house. But I've been able to call on, not to interject, but to
no problem.
interject.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's to call on Craigie and just like, what do you think? He goes, yeah, you're good, man. What do you think? You want to eat 2 crackers? Like, that can't be the response that we're going to eat 2 crackers. Yeah. But I want to thank, because sometimes it's about the people that is in your circle.
Yeah.
Kwame mentioned it. And I have some amazing women in my life. Sade's in the crowd. Keisha is here. Where's Sade? Oh, she went outside for Craigie and then went missing. But I think I've had such good support system. That's why I haven't crashed. Because somebody like a Craig is like, he takes my laptop. Like if we're like, so he goes, so I would like an eye-to-eye contact. I think you can respond to this. And he'll take the phone, the laptops, whatever. But he's like, you have to be present. Jamar is the same thing. It's like, hey, how can I help?
Yeah.
And that's so amazing. So
Yeah.
I wanted to give them their, you take out your wine, put it right in the
Sorry.
Right on the
yeah,
line.
give them nothing, you know?
I got excited.
Clearly. But anyways, yes.
Yeah,
So I needed to say that.
Yeah,
because
and I'll piggyback on that as well, because it's the same for me. I have a few friends who I vent to as well, right? And they give me different perspective on how to approach certain situations. And I have the good friends and I have the bad friends, right?
Oh, yeah,
so
all that.
you have the good friends who are going to, give you the good advice and talk you and listen and all of that. And then you have the bad friends who's just saying, you need a drink. You go by John's house and John is like, yeah man, you hear the problem now, but he's just
While you're talking.
yeah, and sometimes, to be honest, that little break for that hour or 2 that you're feeling tipsy, it is what it is. Sometimes that's a break you need. You drink some water after you sober up after those 2 hours. Of course, you're not driving. There's no risk really.
Yeah.
And after that, you think about it and then find a solution and you move on. So sometimes that little break is what you need.
Is what you need.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you for everyone who is joined and everyone who is watching post.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get guys, can I get like a part the
We've got a
Red Sea?
minute left.
1
So
minute
let's see.
left. 1 minute
No,
left.
that's
1
it.
minute left. They want to see
5,
4,
3.
director said, no showcase. We want
Relive
to
can't done. I'm
finish.
gonna see what
The
now.
live after is going to look
All
up.
pencils down.
Stop it. Oh my God.
As the
Guys, the
invigilator.
time.
Time. Marissa,
Time.
Craigie, move.
There we go.
Happy Mental Health Day, guys.
All right.
Love you. Be kind to one another. You guys need to
Come on, guys, it's a 98%.
Oh, God.
98%.
I'm actually shocked at how much is covered.
This is 98%, man.
Yeah.
Like a 2% there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's always doing too much. Why am I calling the banana?
Yeah, you could have just mark it up and then finish.
Yeah.
He likes to be balanced.
Of course. Clearly.
I like to love everything.
Clearly.
Yeah.